What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. In my living room, chilling on this beautiful Saturday evening. I won't say Saturday daytime because it's definitely the evening. I want to go ahead and cheers to everybody. This is just to life, and we made it to another weekend. So your girl is indulging in a nice adult beverage. Whew, that I desperately need. So clearly this is a Q&A about business, about the spa, all of that. I'm trying to get as many questions answered as possible, just in case, you know, in the future someone's like, hey, do you have a video with all these types of questions answered? I'm like, yeah girl, yeah dude, go ahead and go to my channel, click this video, and I got y'all. If that's why you came here today, which I hope it is because you clicked on the video, let's get into this. There was a couple questions that I actually didn't put in my notebook that I want to go ahead and get through right now because I don't want to forget them. As a spa owner or esthetician in general, do you feel like at some point your income hits a plateau? There's so many hours you can work and clients you can have. I know a lot of people looking to go into this line of work worry that that even though it's something that they enjoy, is it possible to make a comfortable income from it? Thanks for any input. Okay, so very good question, and I love the way she worded it in all the different ways that she, you know, had input, because of course this is anybody that is going into aesthetics clearly loves what they do. They want to do this as, you know what I'm saying, as a profession. They want to do this as their main income. This is what you do, like, you know. So I believe that there is definitely a lot of worry in this line of work because it's not something that is a necessity to people. This is more of like a luxury to keep up with. You know, us being professionals and being like, oh, okay, at any moment, you know, we can have clients that may, like, something can happen with their income, and then that can trickle down into what they have to cut out in their life, which may be a facial, which may be getting waxed, which may be any of those things. For nail technicians, it can be, I don't have the money to get my nails done this month or this week. Or hairstylists, I don't have enough money to get my hair done this week, I can't go see my hairdresser. You know, it's not like it's a bill where you can be like, oh, I gotta pay my cell phone bill, I'm not gonna have a cell phone. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like there can be a worry within this line of work, but that's why being the professional, we have to work so hard and smart at how we book clients and how frequently we book and how much we are rebooking clients before their appointment ends, or once their appointment ends, we're getting them to rebook, you know, right before they leave, if that is possible. So and also just steadily promoting, you know, reaching out to new people, being in a space where you can always find new clientele, or even just somewhat build somewhat of a clientele, or let people know like, hey, this is my business card, blah blah blah. So as far as hitting a plateau, the only thing that really comes into my mind with that is if your books are completely booked and you have no availability, then you aren't going to be worried about why I'm not making enough money. You're going to be worried about probably taking time for yourself, or how can I make more money. You know, it's those I feel like are going to be the only two things really that kind of go hand in hand with being completely booked all the time, because you're really going to be working your butt off. First of all, you're going to work your butt off to get to that stage in your career. It just takes a lot of work, sometimes going on a leap of faith and trying your own thing, especially with, like I feel like sometimes there's definitely a limit to how much money you can make if you work for like a franchise. If you work for someone else and where the set prices are the set prices, you know that you are educated and experienced enough to do other services, but because of where you work, they don't offer those services, then definitely you're going to reach, if you are fully booked, selling retail, upgrades on your facials, if you're doing all of that, I don't care where you work at, if you cannot perform certain services that you know will bring in more money to you, and you know that will be an easy upgrade, you're going to reach a point where you know you only are able to reach this amount of money. If you work for yourself, then clearly not, because as long as you're licensed to do what you're trying to do, you can charge whatever price you want to charge. I don't want to spend too much time on that question. I feel like I'm like blabbering. I definitely believe that you can live comfortably being an esthetician as long as you are working smart. And 9 times out of 10, the most comfortable, successful estheticians are working for themselves. And that is not an overnight process, and I don't want anybody to think that they have to rush into it. It takes a lot of money to get into business for yourself. It takes a lot of responsibility and dedication. So I want everybody to keep that in mind as well. So someone asked, how did I build my clientele so fast? Well, actually, you guys, if y'all have seen my esthetician videos where I actually got fired from my last job, from my first esthetician job ever, and it was my last job, you know, working as an esthetician for somebody else. I got fired, so I wasn't able to, you know, notify my clients that I had, like, hey, I'm going to be leaving here soon, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be working for myself. If you want to continue your services with me, you can come see me. I didn't get to do any of that, okay? I got fired cold turkey, and I never seen my clients again, which was really, really painful. It was sad because I literally had clients that I had bonded with. Older clients, like seniors that, you know, had trusted me, like, oh, this is my girl. The only reason I even come to this establishment is because she's here. So to lose those people and they don't know where I went or why, like all of a sudden, that was extremely, you know, it sucked. So now I am starting an entire new clientele. That is not normal for, I don't think, and it's not always the best decision to go into business for yourself and go out on a limb and start a business when you have like absolutely zero clientele. I had to do what I had to do, and I definitely believe God placed me and put me in this position to be able to do this because he knows that I'm going to work hard. He knows that. He knows that I'm dedicated to this, and I have faith in him and I have faith in myself to get this, you know what I'm saying, this thing how I need to be. Next question, would you recommend opening right after Etsy school or get experience first? I personally recommend getting experience first. Everybody is there at a point in time where they're like, oh, I just am ready to work for myself, especially because it's so broadcasted now on social media. Everybody is doing all these wonderful services, and a lot of times these franchise businesses don't offer the services that we see on Instagram just because they stick to a strict code of what their franchise does. So it could be extremely boring working for a franchise, I'm not going to lie, because these companies are in their ways and they're not changing their ways for a new esthetician right out of school. I feel like getting your feet wet with an established business is essential so you can learn hands-on things where you're not going to have a teacher teach you. You're not going to have somebody looking over your shoulder, or, you know, other girlfriends like, hey girl, you know you're doing that wrong, or let's do it this way, or da da da. Like, you're working with real customers. They coming in, they may be already experienced with facials, so if you look a little timid or new, they are going to be definitely okay letting you know, like what's going on. So you need that. You stepping out right after esthetician school, like, how do you know what to look for? How do you know what? There's so many things within a spa setting you can pick up on and learn on and be like, okay, I don't want to have this, or I do want to have this. What were some obstacles and challenges you faced in the industry so far? I don't think I've had any challenges. I don't want to look so still. Challenges? I feel like my biggest challenge, and I won't say it's a challenge or an obstacle, but I feel like the biggest for an esthetician is to stay up to date with knowledge, with products, with just like continuing education. All of that is super important because it's new things coming out every day. it's new products coming out, it's some type of ingredients that people are like going crazy about, so they want to know more about it. And if you're an esthetician, they're going to ask you, what do you think about it? So sometimes it's difficult to try to give people feedback, because if it's something that I don't know anything about, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to act like I know. That's the number one thing too. If you don't know nothing about it, just be straight up with your client or with whoever is hitting you up. Be like, look, girl, I don't know much about that, but I'll be more than happy to look into it, you know, for you, and then give you my opinion. But that's all I got. So that's the biggest challenge, is just continuing to stay fresh with stuff, which is like how we make our money. Because if there's a service that you aren't aware of, they're gonna be like, how you don't know about this? This is everywhere. Or I want to try this, and you losing money just that quick. One day will I start my own skincare lane. Whoo, y'all, skincare line's getting popping every day. That's so much money and so much time and love put into that. I see it in my future. Sorry, y'all, keep looking outside because I can see people driving by. But I see that in my future, but I'm not sure if that's my near future. I am really focused on getting this spa the way it needs to be flowing, especially with COVID. It's, you know, still a really weird time. So getting these books filled and getting these appointments in like clockwork is my focus right now. From that point, I think that'll give me some room to be able to think about another project or business. Did I ever go to college as a backup plan? So being an esthetician was definitely not my number one career or something that I always knew I wanted to do. I did go to college right out of high school, North Carolina A&T University in Greensboro, North Carolina. I left after my freshman year, and then I ended up transferring out to a community college back in my hometown to see if that would suit me better, because I didn't really care for A&T when I was there, and it didn't. The community college didn't fit either. So I went to school. I did that my sophomore year, and then after that I was just like, I'm done. I don't want to do school anymore. I was just not focused. It was so many other things that I was focusing my attention on, and I didn't really care for school. And even as an adult, I didn't care for school. It took me a long time to decide what I wanted to do, and when I knew that I had to go to school to become an esthetician, it was almost like I didn't even think about it. I was like, okay, I gotta go to school. Cool. How long? That's what I want to know. And they were like, oh, it's only 11, 13 weeks or something like that. And I was like, oh, that's good. Let's get this knocked out then. Would you recommend starting a business in a small city or a bigger city? I don't think that matters, unless you are in like an itsy bitsy town where you know people are not even going to get facials. That makes a big difference. Very, very big difference. I would suggest moving to a nearby city that is more populated, and maybe, you know, start a business there. But still do your research on the town. Was it hard to find a job after esthetician school? No, it was not hard. It was not hard at all, actually. I applied to maybe 3 places. One was a medical spa. And I kind of just was like going for it with that one, because being an esthetician right out of school, it's like, yeah, good luck trying, you know, to get hired at a medical spa with no experience and just graduating out of school. So yeah, I had applied there. I applied to, y'all, I'm not even gonna lie, I applied to Ulta. Because Ulta does, like, you know, facials. They have the Benefit Brow Bar, where you have to be a licensed esthetician. And I applied to Sephora for jobs, and I never got hired at those places. And I heard back from one Ulta, and then I don't know what happened, but I never heard back from when I, you know what I'm saying, I had spoke with the manager. Never heard back. I'm like, okay, maybe these people, I kind of really felt like it was like a color thing. I'm not going front. I be feeling like some of these places be discriminating against black people. So I'm just going to say that straight up. All these places talking about they hiring, always hiring. and then I don't hear nothing back. So I don't know. I ended up getting hired at where I was working at previously, and once I got hired there, I was like, oh, y'all was just hiring anybody to be hiring because I can't keep nobody in here. But you know, I held strong there for a little while, and I got my experience and I got my butt out of there. What kind of research did I do to open up my own suite? I suggest you watch the video with me opening up my suite. If you have not watched that, check that video out. How did I go about picking up product, like skin products for the spa? Well, in school I worked with this one line called Puvonia, and I wasn't really impressed with it. It's like a super duper natural line, but I was like, this isn't exciting. It just wasn't exciting. It had like, even, I don't know, just like the merchandising as far as like the outside, like the packaging, it was not eye appealing to me. It was just like, I don't know, basic Betty. I don't know. That doesn't take away from the products and the ingredients, but it just, I didn't care for it. So sorry y'all, I keep seeing people come outside walking in their cars, pulling up. I'm like, yo, what's going on? I'm about to close my blinds. But moving on, because this video is getting long. While I was working at where I was working at, I had experience with Dermalogica and Clarity. I know Dermalogica is like mega big. Everybody knows about Dermalogica. But I loved it, loved it, loved it. I have nothing wrong to say against Dermalogica. But in my own spa, I wanted to try something different. I didn't want to get complacent with any skincare line. So I went with the Image. And I didn't even know, crazy enough, like Image is really like, their headquarters is right up the street from where I live at. So like not even, maybe like 45 minutes away. So I was like, oh my God, like I can literally go pick up my packaging when I, you know, order my stuff. But I definitely want to take a visit to their headquarters. Maybe they'll let me do that, do a little video or something, just throwing that out there, Image skincare. So I like when skincare lines are clear and precise about what product does what. I don't like to feel like I scratch my head when I'm like, what is this? Like, who is this? What is this? Like, who can use this? Who can't? Where's the ingredients? You know? So their products very clear, straight to the point, and I like that a lot. Where did I do my furniture shopping? That is in my spa tour video, so I suggest you watch it. Oh, this is one question. Was school hard, or was there a part of school you found the most difficult? School was easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Like, easiest thing ever. And there was no hard part about school at all. But I will like to tell y'all, if y'all never watched any of my esthetician school videos, esthetician school in Florida is by far the shortest in the entire United States, I think. We only down here legally only need 260 hours, but schools make you complete 300. Meanwhile, I think North Carolina is 600 hours. I think a couple people was telling me like in Georgia it's like 1200. I'm like, whoa, y'all went to school for an extremely long time. That's great, that's awesome. But so I don't know what else y'all learn in skincare outside of what I learned. So my school was easy. Like, it was the easiest thing ever, and it was fun, and I enjoyed it. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up this video. I'm so happy I did this video, and I hope this video was helpful to y'all in any way. If y'all have any more questions, y'all know where to leave them down below, and I will comment back. I will see y'all in my next video. I'm about to turn this light off. Woo! I feel like I'm in labyrinth.